I greet you all and welcome you to the lesson. The subject is meetings. Today we are discussing rules of debate in both the National Assembly and the county assemblies in Kenya. And therefore, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the rules of debate in the National Assembly and county assemblies. So, what are these rules? Now, before we get into the rules, it is important to understand that the rules of debate are the procedural safeguards that ensure legislative discussions are orderly, relevant, and fair. They prevent the House from devolving into chaos, and they also ensure that every member has an opportunity to contribute within the framework of the law. So we are going to categorize the rules into 4. We have, first of all, the conduct of members. Another category is forbidden language. We also discuss points of order versus points of information, and also the principle of sub judice rule. So let's begin by the conduct of members. 1. Conduct of members. Members are required to conduct themselves in a certain manner. The Speaker or chairperson is the final authority on all matters of order, and members must adhere to certain rules, including addressing the chair. All remarks candidates during the debate must be addressed to the Speaker, and members are not permitted to address each other directly. So all communication in the House must be addressed to the chair. Then there is the floor. A member may only speak when the Speaker recognizes them. They can only speak when recognized by the Speaker. And once recognized, they must stand unless they are incapacitated. They must stand in order to deliver their remarks. Then there is a rule on time limits. To ensure efficiency, the Speaker often sets time limits for the speeches. The time could be 5 minutes for each member, or 10 minutes, or whatever minutes that the Speaker may decide. All right, especially during budget debates or during second reading of bills, there has to be time limits. Then, of course, there is a rule on relevance. What do you mean by relevance? Now, every speech must be strictly relevant to the motion or matter under consideration, because straying away from the subject is prohibited. So these are rules in relation to the conduct of members. Then number 2, we have forbidden conduct or unparliamentary language. Forbidden conduct or unparliamentary language. That is the second category. Now, to maintain the dignity of the House, certain behaviors are strictly banned, like using offensive language. Using offensive language in the House. The use of insulting, abusive, or even defamatory language against the President, against other members, or even the House itself is prohibited. That is unparliamentary language. Number 2, we have what we call personal attacks. Debate must focus on policy and the issues at hand, and not on the personal character or the private life of another member. That is prohibited. Then there is the third rule here is interruptions. A member who is speaking cannot be interrupted except by a point of order or a point of information if the Speaker permits. So when a member is speaking, the member ought not to be interrupted. So having talked about points of order, let us discuss it. We have number 3, points of order. Now, in regard to points of order, there is also related to points of order, there is point of information. I've just said here that a member who is on the floor can only be interrupted if there is a point of order or a point of information if the speaker yields. So these are the primary procedural tools members use during debate. So point of order is used when a member believes a standing order has been violated by another member, or if there is a lack of quorum or use of unparliamentary language. So when a member is on the floor and is using unparliamentary language, another member can raise on a point of order and interrupt. So these are also rules, candidates, in relation to the points of order. Then, of course, the debate stops immediately, and the speaker must rule on the point before business continues. That is a point of order. Then we have point of information, which is used to offer facts or clarification. However, the speaker on the floor is under no obligation to accept the information that is that another member is promising to give. So the speaker on the floor is not under obligation to accept the information. But for the point of order, the speaker may after listening to the point of order, the speaker is required to rule on that point of order before the member who was on the floor can proceed. Are you following, candidates? Yes. So we have points of order, then there is points of information, then of course number 3, there is what we call point of procedure. Point of procedure, candidates, is used to ask for guidance on how the House should proceed on a specific matter. That is also a very important point when it comes to the rules of debate. Then lastly, candidates, there is the sub judice rule, the principle of sub judice. The principle of sub judice. The principle of sub judice. Now, one of the most important rules in the is the sub judice rule, where members are prohibited from debating any matters that is currently before the court of law, because doing so would prejudice the outcome of that case. So that maintains the constitutional separation of powers between the legislature and also the judiciary, the legislature and the judiciary. So, candidates, that is all for today's lesson on the rules of debate in the National Assembly and the county assemblies. And we say that the rules of debate are the procedural safeguards that ensure legislative discussions are orderly, they are relevant, and also fair. So the first rule here is addressing the chair and the conduct of members. Members are not allowed to address each other directly, but through the chair. Then there is the rule on the floor. We've said that a member may only speak when recognized by the speaker, and once recognized, they must stand to deliver their remarks on the floor unless they are incapacitated. We have also time limits. The speaker may designate the time that each speaker is allowed to speak. There is also relevance when discussing. The discussions must specifically be relevant to the topic that is being discussed. Then there is also the unparliamentary language. Offensive language is prohibited. Personal attacks prohibited. Interruptions are not allowed unless it's a point of order or a point of information. Then lastly, we've discussed the principle of sub judice. That's the end of today's lesson. God bless you. Bye-bye.